Hello and welcome back to our last day together. This is day 5. Let me tell you a little bit about the activities we are going to be doing together in this last day. So we are going to wrap up all the information from the last 4 days of classes together, and we're going to prepare also together for your final project. So it's day 5, the 15th of September. The main theme we will be discussing is European migration, as you can see in the images here. There are images that are very critical of what happens in Europe with migrants, and we will discuss them together. So this will be on class 14th, which will be on Zoom. And the topic is Migration at Global Europe. On the other 2 classes of the day, I'm going to ask you to, on the first class on demand, start preparing your final project. And on the last class, together as a class, we will discuss your ideas about your final project, and I will give you individual feedback. Let's see a little bit more about this. So some of the essential questions for today are these ones. So in the case of the last theme of our class, the questions are as follows. How has migration shaped European communities? Without a D, I forgot to correct that one. So how has European migration shaped, not shaped, European communities? How is migration imagined and lived in Europe? How have migrants continue to contribute to European societies? Those are the main questions we will discuss together. As usual, I bring sources and materials that we can use, movies, videos, and texts. Now, for the other units of classes, there are still essential questions, but these questions will be more practical. For example, what have I learned from this class? How can I apply it to my understanding of culture and cultural differences or similarities? Can I establish links to other classes, the classes that I'm studying in the past, or maybe that I will study this year? And to Japan, to China, to Asia? Are there any links that you can find, any ideas that you think can be contrasted? What theme or essay question I prefer from the ones that the teacher provided, or do I have a personal choice that I want to explore? How am I going to answer this question? What class notes, research can I use? How can I relate my project to images, to songs, to movies, museums, and other things that have been important to us in class? They can also be important and maybe should be important in your final project. So a part of your final project could be also reflecting on an image that we have used in class, another one that you find interesting that you maybe know of that relates to Europe and to European identity and Europe history or communities or culture. So this is me trying to make this work for you as interesting as possible. So it's important that you can relate it to things that go beyond ideas. So it can be images, for example. Next one. So the first class on demand, you will be preparing for your final project. You use this 90 minutes to decide the theme. So the question between the 2 questions I provided you in your essays, in your quizzes. Let me remind them to you. I will also add them to the presentation after that. Yes, I don't have the questions right now on me, but you have them on your quizzes because I closed the quiz. And also, I will put them next in this PowerPoint that I will share with you. So you will be able to check the questions in the PowerPoint. So after you decide whether you want to do one of those 2 questions, one, or a personal theme, you will start gathering notes, ideas from class contents and class materials. Please, you can have a look at the extra websites I provided. They might give you extra information and some help. Also, you will do point C, where you're going to start gathering new materials, not just the one from class. Start to think a little bit and do some light research. Find maybe an article, maybe an image you want to add to your reflection, maybe a video or a song also. Then finally, if you have time, if not, we will do it after together in class. Decide how you're going to present your report. Are you going to do an essay? Do you plan to do a presentation, a formal presentation? In that case, you will have to record yourself. Are you thinking of a video blog, something more like the videos you get on YouTube when someone speaks and shows images, for example? Are you thinking of writing a blog? If you have a blog, maybe some students do, so you can write a long blog that you can keep on your blog and show to your friends maybe, and you will also share it with me so I can evaluate you. Or we can do something similar with maybe more than one Twitter post, because Twitter's limit the amount of words that you can use, or you can do a Twitter post and a short reflection and an essay. Both of them will be interesting, for example. Other means, if you have any other ideas, I'm all ears. You can tell me about it, and if I can support you, I will. Okay, just a very important reminder of class evaluation and how you're going to be evaluated on your project. So have a look at this slide on your own. You have it on the presentation, but I just want to re-emphasize that all the information about the project is here, apart from the essay questions, that I'm going to add them right after I'm done with the video. Then we will get together and have the first class together on Zoom. We will finish the last unit, which is on migration. For this unit, you have to do the following preparation. I mentioned this in class already today, where you have to read this article on migration in Sweden. You watch the video first, then you read this article, very short, where it speaks about Swedish migration to the US. So we're going to contrast the Europe that receives migrants with the Europe that sent migrants to the US and other places in Latin America. And then you're going to contrast this. You're going to write a small summary that we will discuss together in class. That's your class preparation for this day. Then after we have discussed migration together, we will go to the next and last section of the class, also on Zoom. And this class is a workshop on your final project. In this workshop, we're going to do three things. The first part of the workshop, you're going to present informally your project so far. This is presenting the work you have done in the first 90 minutes of class. So the class on demand will be presented here in 2 minutes. 1 second. Okay, sorry, that's my son coming back from school. So, okay, so you will be presenting informally your work, all of these questions. Then we'll get together and we will use rooms. I will send you, each of you, to a different room, and I will come individually to give you feedback. And then finally, you will all come back to class and you will present again the state of your project. What have you learned? What are the new things that you have found? And we will discuss and wrap up the class. So this is all from me for now. See you tomorrow. Looking forward to having our last class together and to discuss this and wrap up and hear your last ideas, and especially read your projects or hearing them, depending on your choice. You can also do, by the way, podcast. A lot of people like podcast. Okay, see you.